must all appear before the judgment seat of Christ, that each one may receive the things done in the body according to what he has done, whether good or bad. Now, I want to focus in just a moment on that word judgment seat. That is actually the Greek word bema or bema seat. Now, I mentioned at the beginning of this series that one of the biggest things that was happening in the city of Corinth at this time, every 2 years, was something called the Isthmus Games. Think of it like the Olympic Games. And so at these games, there was a ceremony, and the judge would sit on what was called the bema seat. And at the end of these games, similar to the Olympics, the victors of these games would come and they would receive their rewards. Now, I want you to pay close attention. People who did not receive a reward did not stand or they weren't basically in front of this bema seat. It was only for people who were given rewards. And so this is basically the picture or the imagery that Paul is drawing upon to essentially let believers know that one day we're going to kind of sit before God. He's going to be on this bema seat. He's going to be on this throne of judgment, and he is going to be judging us, not necessarily for the purpose of salvation, but more specifically for how we are going to be rewarded. Now, what criteria might God use when he is determining what rewards we are going to receive? Well, I believe that Paul paints two pictures for us, going back to 1 Corinthians, the book that we're studying now, that will give us some insight into what God might be looking for. Now, the first picture is what I'll call the farmer. And we know that a farmer is busy planting seeds into the ground. Notice what he says here. After all, who is Apollos? Who is Paul? We are only God's servants through whom you believed the good news. Each of us did the work the Lord gave us. I planted, there it is, the seed in your hearts. He goes on to say, and Apollos watered it, but it was God who made it grow. It's not important who does the planting or who does the watering. What's important is that God makes the seed grow. The one who plants and the one who waters work together with the same purpose, and both will, here it is, be rewarded for their own hard work. So what are some practical ways that you and I can actually plant seeds so that we can reap a harvest and actually get some eternal rewards when we stand before God, who will be sitting on the bema seat?
I do solemnly swear
I, Amy Coney Barrett, do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same,
that I take this obligation freely,
that I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
and that I will well and faithfully discharge
the duties of the office on which I'm about to enter.
the duties of the office on which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.